So, welcome everybody. Today, we're going to talk about pre screening, specifically employee background checks and drug testing. And we've invited a wonderful guest to join eGage Unfiltered today. Jim, welcome to the team.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to chat with you and your team, and I always enjoy talking about background investigations and drug testing.
That's great. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Jim, and your company before we actually dive into the topic.
I've been operating as a consumer reporting agency and helping employers with background investigations and drug testing for about 14 years. We have some very large clients here in the Mid-Atlantic, but we can certainly do anything anywhere. I always say we're intergalactic. So if you want something done somewhere, we can do it. We crossed a big milestone 2 months ago. We had, after 14 years, we had 100,000 people go through our system. Very pleased with that number. So we've been very busy.
And why don't you tell us the benefits of doing background and drug screening?
Oh, sure. Most important benefit is that it can help an enterprise with profitability. That's the most important thing. You will protect your clients and your employees from people who may injure either other employees or your clients, particularly if you're sending employees out and doing work in their homes or sending them to your clients' premises. You're going to be able to protect employees and the public. And a very important reason to do it is we all live in a very litigious society. So there's a tort called negligent hiring, which comes into play if an employer has hired someone and they either knew or should have known, and that's very important, should have known that this individual had the propensity to engage in behavior that they have engaged in the past that would have resulted in injury. And negligent hiring torts can go very high. They sort of average about $1 million per tort. Another reason, particularly with drug testing, is people who are using drugs illegally will cost the employer in time off of work. Someone in that situation can use the employer's health care benefits 2 or 3 times more than someone that's not using drugs. Lots of important reasons to do that.
Anna and Alistair, are there any benefits from a workers' compensation as an employer to having a background screening and drug screening policy?
I think there is. I think that by having that in place, you have some deterrence. But from a safety perspective, you can place the employee in a less safety sensitive position if you need to. In some cases, if you find a history of incidents, accidents that could put you at risk, obviously you're not just going to let them go, but in most cases. But I think it can impact your workers' comp premium. But in most states, I think you have to be judicious about what the laws are and whether you can do how you set it up, whether it's a percentage of your population, if it's safety sensitive only positions, that type of thing.
You think you have to be a little bit sensitive also to the point of entry for some people, particularly, we're hearing this a lot around opiates, is a workplace injury. This is how they got started on those, what were then prescription medications. I've certainly seen that multiple times, unfortunately, that, back wherever we were in about 10 years ago, when what we as medical providers were being told, don't worry about, you don't get addicted. If you actually really have pain, you won't get addicted. And that just wasn't true, that was the story that was being pushed onto the medical community. And that was what they believed. And that's how we sort of got into this situation with opiates and a lot of correlations with workplace injuries.
They will provide and a lot of carriers will provide a discount if an employer is conducting drug tests, and a lot of employers just don't know that.
And that's probably both, Jim, on not only the workers' comp insurance side, but also on healthcare benefits,
Exactly.
correct?
Exactly. Yeah.